in motion, yeah. I'm gonna have to feel like you. Back to feel in motion, baby. You know that's against the rules. Back to feel in motion, outside and home. Back to feel in motion, double tripping, baby. Back to feel in motion.
Wakey, wake! Ha!
That was Backfield in Motion, Mel and Tin there. Larry, always good to see you. Good to see you too, Chris Chaos. This is Ian Whitcomb back here on The Rock for now and hopefully forever. I want to thank all of you out there who wrote in. We had a flood of mail. Everything is peaceful now. There's something for everybody here. First of all, old-time stuff and country, then rock and roll, 50s and 60s, and then we do a skip. And we come right up to the rock of the 80s here on KROQ, Pasadena, Los Angeles. Thank you, and thank you, Chris, and thank you, Beefy, and here we go.
Right, turn, on the left, quick, march.
A white sport coat and a pink carnation. KROQ, KROQ, it's music that is good for you and you. It's music that is good for you, KROQ.
Here comes the night.
Me, oh my, look her there, passing by, I declare. Now watch her come right up and talk to me. Step aside, let her pass, satisfied, ain't she class? Now I'll introduce her socially. Who's wonderful, who's marvelous, Miss Annabelle.
Here we are, yours truly, Ian Whitcomb, back with you. Chris Chaos is here, Beefy is here, and we just heard Whispering Jack Smith, an American crooner of the 20s, who had a great success in England and is still big there, although he's dead, but his records still sell like mad. And he was singing a number called Miss Annabelle Lee. Before that, we had none other than Jackie Wilson, famous for his soul singing and splendid stage show. But there he was doing a song called Night. Before that, we had a song which title is in Sicilian. Read this either E vu dormiti ancora. Anyway, it was a tango from Sicily, a folk origin, of a beautiful record of tangos by the Tango Project 2 on Non-Such Records. Before that, we had Marty Robbins with a song that he had a big hit with in 1957. Again, we had a request for him last week, so I played A White Sport Coat and a Pink Carnation. At the top of the segment, we listened to Harry Roy and his band from 1933, an English band that often opens the show with the Bugle Call Rag, and you heard it on the new Ian Whitcomb show on KROQ.
It's 6:21 a.m.
The Chrysler Concert Series.
Rock of ages, ragtime, jazz time and swing. Rock of ages, turn like a bugger.
Turn back the pages and swing. Bugger. Turn back the pages and sing. Oh, the whole thing's wrong. Now, I'm maudlin and schmaltzy and sentimental, I know, but I love this song by Miss Connie Francis.
When the boy in your arms is the boy in your heart.
We can wine and dine and get back in time for the last train to San Fernando. Last train to San Fernando. Last train to San Fernando. If you miss this one, you'll never get another one. Bee-dee-dee-bum-bum to San Fernando. Last train to San Fernando. Last train to San Fernando.
Thank you, Billy Cotton, and welcome back as well. Your friend here, Ian Whitcomb, back on the rock and will be forever after. And thank you, everybody who wrote in. I shall be writing back to you all personally. You help save the show. Chris Chaos is here with his selections. The dog is here. We just heard Johnny Duncan and his Bluegrass Boys with a hit from the skiffle era called Last Train to San Fernando. And now we have, in fact, reached the 60s. But when I say the 60s, it's not going to be just rock and roll, because there was a sound that started off the 60s in Britain. It was Kenny Ball and his jazz band with a lot of trad jazz. The trad jazz craze hit at the beginning of the 60s, and here is Kenny Ball and his jazz men with a number called 4 or 5 Times, and then it's on with the 60s.
4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times. Baby, I'm blue, thinking of you. 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times.
This is KROQ FM Pasadena, the only radio station in Los Angeles broadcasting continuous warnings of brontosaurus sightings whenever you need them.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood. Whoa, yeah. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something good. Tells me I'm into something good. Oh yeah, something tells me I'm into something.
It is the evening of the day. I sit and watch the children play. Smiling faces I can see, but not for me. I sit and watch as tears go by.
It was a moonlit night in old Mexico. I walked alone between some old adobe haciendas. Suddenly, I heard the plaintive cry of a young Mexican girl.
Come on now, people. Come on and KROQ with me. Come on now, people. Come come on and take KROQ with me. Join me every morning and we'll have fun, be fancy free. KROQ.
I'm a U.S. male because I was born in a Mississippi town on a Sunday morning. Now, Mississippi just happens to occupy a place in the southeastern portion of this here United States. Now, that's a matter of fact, buddy. You know it well. So I just call myself a U.S. male. That's M-A-L-E, son. That's me. You talking to the U.S. male.
Sugar baby, you really knock me off my feet. Sugar baby, you really knock me off my feet. Out of a hoopy where you walking down the street.
Wish they hadn't seen you walk away and heard me beg you stay, please stay. Why did we choose this crowded place? They all know it, 'cause I show it in my face. Now they all can see the tears I cry, running down my face for you. Everybody knows you're tired of me. Everybody knows the truth.
I wanna tell you all a story about a Harper Valley widowed wife who had a teenage daughter who attended Harper Valley Junior High. The day my mama socked it to the Harper Valley PTA.
Bus stop where day she's there, I say, please share my umbrella.
What an excellent song there, written for the Hollies, especially by Graham Gouldman, who gave them several hits and also wrote No Milk Today for Herman's Hermits, For Your Love, A Heart Full of Soul for the Yardbirds. Graham Gouldman, and it was played by the Hollies there. Bus Stop, good story, good tune. We need more of that. Before that, from the middle 60s, Jeannie C. Riley with her biggest hit, Harper Valley PTA. Good country narrative song, which also became a film. And then before that, we heard the Dave Clark Five with one of their ballads that they had a hit with in 1967 after they'd ceased the military big banging, which I liked a lot as well. But I think that number written by Barry Mason and Les Reed is very good. The one that we heard is called Everybody Knows. Then before that, we heard Elvis Presley, who was still holding the fort, of course, even in the 60s, although in the middle 60s he had a little bit of a dip and came back with some songs by Jerry Reed, and that was one of them, U.S. Mail. Then we had before that Pat Boone, who we mustn't forget had some hits in the early 60s with his number Speedy Gonzales, the Speedy Gonzales voice done by Mel Blanc there. So before Pat Boone, we heard from Marian Faithfull, and I must say the picture on the cover of the record makes her look very delectable. I remember her then being very delectable. I once had the honor of kissing her hand backstage at the Olympia Theatre in Paris, but just her hand because Mick Jagger was racing along the corridor. And she was doing a number called As Tears Go By, written by Mick Jagger himself, Jagger and Richard. And we had before that I'm Into Something Good, an American song by Goffin King, but Herman's Hermits had a big hit with that at the top of the segment of 60s numbers, mostly Britishers. Although we could do a whole 60s thing on Americans, and we'll probably will in future, and we'll certainly mix it up. But we had, just to set the thing completely, we had Kenny Ball and his jazzmen playing 4 or 5 times, because in Britain at the beginning of the 60s, the most popular sound of all was traditional jazz, or as we called it over there, trad jazz. You're listening to the second hour of the new Ian Whitcomb show on KROQ.
The Chrysler Concert Series is bringing the beat back to the Greek. Get set for the Go-Go's. The fabulous Go-Go's return to Rock LA. Twist and shout to the bouncing sounds from the beauties with the beat. The Go-Go's. 3 unforgettable evenings, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, August 8th, 9th, and 10th at the magnificent Greek Theater. Tickets for the Go-Go's go on sale this Sunday, 10 a.m. at most Ticketron outlets, the Greek box office, or phone Teletron 410-1062. Be there for the dance sensation of the summer, or be square. 3 non-stop nights of rock and roll, August 8th, 9th, and 10th, the Go-Go's. A special Chrysler concert under the stars at the Greek.
Here's another sensational special at the Super Shops Automotive Performance Centers with more than 40 locations in the western United States, including Riverside, Ontario, and in San Bernardino.
This sensational offer on Earson Performance Cams is going on now at more than 40 Super Shop stores in the United States. Don't you miss it!
K-Rock! K-Rock! Rock of the 80s! K-Rock!
Robert Fripp, Adrian Ballou, Bill Bruford, Tony Levin, the legendary King Crimson. Art rock innovators at Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. This Saturday night, the extraordinary rock and roll adventure.
Court of the Crimson.
Tickets at all Ticketmaster ticket centers and at the Irvine Meadows box office. King Crimson at Irvine Meadows. A rare personal appearance beneath the stars.
King Crimson will be at Irvine Meadows Saturday, June the 9th. We'll just let the last... Right. If you're a loser, don't worry. You can be a winner on Rachel's Lady in the Doorknob every morning, 9 to 12 noon. All you've got to do is listen. Think you can handle it? And listen to this. This is Donovan Leach, produced by Mickey Most with Sunshine Superman from the middle 60s.
Him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion.
Oh
There's a real folk rock flourish there at the end. That slightly British folky tune there, sung to us by Marian Faithfull, who I like a lot, and we heard As Tears Go By earlier on in this segment of 60s music. And Come and Stay With Me was a hit for her. It was written by Del Shannon, and who had what was his big hit? Runaway. I should know that. Good heavens, well done, Chris. And before that, we had a Gregorian chant, believe it or not, made into a pop song from the Yardbirds, the number called Still I'm Sad by the Yardbirds. It's very hard to get the records in this country now, and indeed in England. They seem to come out on bootlegs, but that is a German pressing, a German reissue of the Yardbirds' greatest hits. Before that, we heard from the Kinks, namely Ray Davies, with a song that was a topical one in the middle 60s, devoted to those chinless wonders who went round in funny clothes, a dedicated follower of fashion. We heard at the top of the segment Donovan with Sunshine Superman, a great production of one of those circular tunes. It was produced by Mickey Most, and I have a special memory of that because I remember when it came out, driving along with Dean Torrance of Jan and Dean's sister, Kathy, who I was dating at the time, and we were playing that record as we went out to the airport, and it was our idea of fun then to sit underneath the path of the planes and in our car and watch the planes going by and hear the noise. I don't know why it was one of those things that you could do cheaply in those days. So much for trivia. What is that you're playing at? I'm going to read this. Right, this is the Ian Whitcomb Show, the new Ian Whitcomb Show on KROQ. Now listen to this. Have drugs become a problem for you or someone you know? Why not call New Start? New Start is a non-profit drug treatment center that offers individual, group and family counseling for adults and youths, as well as providing resource referrals. New Start has a 24-hour hotline, so call now at area code 213-828-5561. Help can be just a phone call away. Yes, you can help save someone else's life. How? By donating blood. I do, at the American Red Cross. Call them at area code 213-739-5200.
Wakey,
Well, hello again and goodbye from your host, Ian Whitcomb. We've had 3 hours of fun on the Ian Whitcomb Show with tremendous help, of course, from Chris Chaos and the dog Beefy, who's been somewhere in the background. We'll see you all again next week, same time, same station, and same format. First hour, the old stuff. Second hour, classic rock and roll. And third hour, the rock of the 80s. So see you all again soon. This is Ian Whitcomb saying goodbye.
KROQ FM Pasadena, Los Angeles on a Block Party weekend. Good morning. 9 o'clock, Katie Manor taking care of you. My first block, too, of Depeche Mode. Good morning.